Good afternoon, friends. This video on one of the important judgment coming from Madras High Court. There was a search, and after the search, statement was recorded, and as per the statement, certain liability got accepted by the taxpayer, and accordingly, some amount was paid. Whether this statement and liability paid can be termed as self-assessment, self-ascertainment. This is the big question. मेरे यहाँ रेड होती है, मैंने एक स्टेटमेंट दिया, लाइबिलिटी मैंने एक्सेप्ट कर ली जो नॉर्मली आज की डेट में हम देख रहे हैं, और मैंने एज पर स्टेटमेंट पेमेंट भी किया, कुछ पेमेंट जीएसटी का किया. क्या उसे सेल्फ असेसमेंट या सेल्फ असर्टेनमेंट माना जाएगा? मद्रास हाई कोर्ट का एक बहुत अच्छा जजमेंट. मैं फैक्ट बताता हूं. फैक्ट ऑफ द केस इज there was search by DGGI on 22nd October 2019, and after search, statement was recorded, and as per statement, it was accepted. There was some GST liability to be paid by the petitioner. He has made first installment of 1 crore rupees by DRC 03 under Rule 142 Sub-Rule 2 and Sub-Rule 3 of CGST Rule 2017, read with Section 74 Subsection 5 of CGST Act. Second installment, which was again 1 crore rupees, was paid on 30th October 2019. But later on, petitioner retracted his statement और उसने कहा, सर मेरी कोई liability नहीं है. There was no liability to be paid from my side. Whatever I have said in statement, it was under stress of investigation, under coercion and duress. Department ने मेरे ऊपर pressure डाला था. And under that coercion, I have accepted the liability and paid 2 crore rupees, but there is no GST liability which is falling and I need to pay to the department. Very interesting. We are finding lot many investigation, search and seizure. Department used to collect the tax even at the time of search and seizure, before it is being ascertained. The question is, statement got recorded. Initially, he had accepted the liability, which is now being retracted. He has paid 2 crore rupees. He has gone to Madras High Court and filed a writ petition saying that there was no liability. Whatever I paid to the department, it must be refunded back to me. So there are three important sections which we need to analyze for arriving at the conclusion and which is being relied on in this Madras High Court judgment. I'm sharing my screen. Let's look at relevant section, then I will discuss with you. If you look at section 74 subsection 5, section 74 subsection 5 of CGST Act says a taxpayer can self-ascertain, which may be ascertained by the tax officer as well, the tax amount, interest, and 15% of tax amount as penalty. So if there is liability, it can be ascertained by the taxpayer. It may be ascertained by the tax officer, and this can be paid to the government while informing to the GST officer. 74 subsection 5. Question is self-assessment and self-ascertainment. 74.5. But 74 subsection 6 says a proper officer on receiving the information from the taxpayer is satisfied that whatever tax liability ascertained by the taxpayer is correct, then he will not issue show cause notice under section 74 subsection 1. 74 subsection 7 says, and this is important, 74 subsection 7 says, if proper officer is of the opinion that whatever amount which is being ascertained by the taxpayer is not correct, then proper officer, GST officer, need to issue show cause notice under section 74 subsection 1 of CGST Act. This is what a summary of all three provisions. What has been discussed in this Madras High Court judgment, which is very much interesting, that whether section 74 subsection 5, which talks about self-ascertainment or self-assessment by the taxpayer. In the instant case, there was search, statement was recorded, and as per the statement, he accepted the liability and paid certain amount. Later on 5th November 2019, he has retracted. He said, sir, मेरी कोई liability नहीं थी. जो statement मुझसे लिया गया, वो under stress of investigation, under coercion लिया गया. और जो मैंने 2 करोड़ रुपए जमा कर दिए हैं, ये मुझे वापस मिलने चाहिए. Court has held 74 subsection 5 is not statutory sanction for collection of advance tax. It is talking about self-ascertainment provided unconditionally it is being ascertained. When taxpayer coming and saying and retracting that whatever I said in statement under coercion, under stress of investigation, it is not unconditional, then it is not self-ascertainment, and hence this cannot be collected. Second, High Court has said when investigation is on, personal hearing is going on, and both the parties, taxpayer and tax department, are ready to take and accept the so-called notice, why this money should be collected in the name of advance tax, which is not self-ascertained. Thereby, 74 subsection 5, talking about payment of tax with interest 15% penalty only when it is unconditionally accepted by the taxpayer. If taxpayer is saying, I'm not agreeing and retracting the statement, then it is not self-assessment tax and cannot be collected. Thereby, as per the judgment given in the case of Sri Nandi Dhal Mills India Private Limited, Honorable Madras High Court has said that 74 subsection 5 is not statutory sanction for collection of advance tax during search and seizure, unless it is being self-ascertained with no condition. In this case, if department is not agreeing and they won't levy tax, they can definitely raise so-called notice under section 74 subsection 1, which is coming out from section 74 subsection 7 of CGST Act. So this judgment is very good judgment. During search, statement recorded, you may have accepted the liability and paid certain amount, but that does not mean that you have agreed, self-assessed, or you have self-ascertained so as you have to pay the tax amount. Department must issue show cause notice wherever they feel liability exists and not being agreed by the taxpayer as per section 74 subsection 7 of CGST Act. It's a very good judgment which I thought of presenting before you, and in this video I'm just reproducing the provision also for immediate digest. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Lot more GST update coming up on our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. Keep tuned. Thank you very much.